Live from Giants Stadium, it's the National Football League on CBS Sports. Today's game features the Bills and Giants for New York. Third down and 9 at the 32. They need to go to the 41. Collins underneath. Ike Hilliard with the grab, makes the first man miss and picks up the first down at the 42-yard line. Izell Reese with the tackle after a gain of 11.
A great field aware.
73. He's averaging 4.5 yards per carry, but holding on to the ball has been a problem throughout his entire career. Play action over the middle, and the ball is caught by Rivers, the tight end, who's in for Jeremy Shockey. Picks up a first down and gains.
Box in that 8-man position. You don't have to have the threat of a tight end going down the seam, and it just changes this whole Giants offensive attack.
Third down and 7 at the 27. Collins with time, but finally he's wrapped up. Takeo Spikes coming up with the sack, and Collins manages to hold on to the football. And his New York Giants, and that's been their season. Second and 10 at the 27. Play action, Bledsoe looking down the field. Bledsoe breaks the tackle, fires, and it's caught. A beautiful reception by Bobby Shaw, who found a soft spot and gained 16 yards.
Well, you got to credit Drew Bledsoe for
working on Will Allen. First and 10 at the 43. Bledsoe over the middle, Moulds with the catch inside Giants territory. Allen with the tackle once again, and the receivers on the Bills aren't posting. 3 different players with 40 receptions or more.
Yeah, and they got some guys that are definitely well aware of finding zones and holes in those zones. Speed guys, and we talked about Peerless Price going over to Atlanta. They really missed that speed, that vertical stretch.
Bledsoe up top for Moulds, and Moulds with a nice catch at the 24, loses the football, and Moulds.
Boy, Gus, I did not hear a whistle, which is why Moulds got hit. I just can't believe that he wasn't touched initially going up for that ball, and we'll be able to see it on replay. That's what the officials are arguing about right now.
The ruling on the field is a reception, and the receiver was down by contact, therefore the ball is dead. First down.
Boy. Now, if that's contact, they're calling that right off the bat. You see Eric Moulds going up high, and let's see. I don't know if he was touched right there. And there's where he was down by contact, but that ball gets stripped before he got hit. And when your knee's on the ground, and great job, and I don't think Will Allen is going to get up and touch him. And there's Moulds. And see, that's where he gets touched right there, and the ball comes out. And see, while his knee.
The 24 for Buffalo. Here's Bledsoe down the seam, caught. Dave Moore with the catch. And no signal yet. Finally, touchdown Buffalo. 24 yards.
And what a toss by Drew Bledsoe, and Coach Greg Williams had told us we are going to need some big plays out of our tight end against this coverage. And you see the seam open up for Dave Moore, and he does a great job of pushing his linebacker outside and bending it back inside. That's what a veteran receiver does. And he gets Brandon Short thinking corner, and he comes back inside.
And that is the 3rd touchdown in the last 18 quarters for the Bills. Their first touchdown pass in 4 games. So Liddell is in to attempt the extra point. Up and good. Finally, a sign of life from one of these teams. It's Buffalo getting on the board first. 7-0 on the road. His 2nd touchdown as the Bills finally get on the board.
By Dave Moore to stretch it and bend it back out. You fake out the linebacker and give your quarterback an alley.
Collins going for Toomer. This time he holds on. Touchdown, New York. And that'll wake up the football Giants. 77 yards. Collins putting that one right on the numbers. Toomer up with a huge touchdown reception, 77 yards. And
When I think Amani Toomer should be an 80 catch, 10 or 12 touchdown guy year in and year out. He's got that type of ability.
Josh Reed is chopped down by Frank Walker after a 6-yard gain. First down. 3rd down and 6 at the 42. Bledsoe out of the shotgun. Here comes the blitz. Bledsoe got it away over the middle. Shaw with the grab. And Bobby Shaw gets to the 25. A gain of 31. Bledsoe getting that ball off in the nick of time.
Guys, you nailed it. Here comes the blitz. Watch the zone blitz. I think it's Keith Washington that's actually dropping in coverage. You see that? The big lineman, get deeper. There he is. And there's Bobby Shaw coming across. And look, that looks so funny to see a defensive lineman dropping in the zone coverage. That's part of the zone blitz. Keith Washington not deep enough, needs to be.
Here's Bledsoe to throw it again. Looking down the seam, and it's incomplete. Mark Campbell had it in his hands, but a flag on the play.
Boy, and I don't know if they're going to call pass interference, but they might call a personal foul with a blow to the head. Certainly didn't think that that was pass interference.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 23, against a defenseless receiver. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
And that's Omar Stoutmire.
And let's watch and run it. When you play in the middle of the field, you're going to take some hits. And that ball, he doesn't know that that ball's out.
That's a bad.
That's a joke. You know what? I'll tell you.
At the 16-yard line, a 26-yard attempt. Up and it's good. 9:26 to play in the first half, and the Bills take a 10-7 lead over the.
Ball hung up forever, and Takeo Spikes almost dives and makes a great interception right there.
Collins is 8 of 13, 134 yards and a touchdown.
They're more focusing on bouncing it up, and Amani Toomer getting back in the flow.
Collins fumbling the football, and they turn it over. Schobel with the fumble recovery. And Kerry Collins just couldn't keep his feet.
I'm wondering, he was stepping, and the ball ends up hitting the ground. Watch right there, and the ball skirts away from him. His knee kicked it as soon as his one hand on the ball hit the ground. And that stepped on. 2nd and
10 at the 41. Bledsoe audibling at the line of scrimmage. To the sideline, throws that one. Reed with the catch, cross forward, and gets to the 26 in front of Frank Williams.
This is one of the routes.
2nd and 14 at the 30. Play fake, Bledsoe looking, and he's dropped by guess who? Michael Strahan. That's sack number 12 on the year. And Michael Strahan has now sacked 53 different quarterbacks in his NFL career.
And you talk about a sack waiting to happen.
3rd down, 19 at the 35. Bledsoe out of the shotgun. Down the middle, and it's caught. Close to the first down by Reed on the tip, and I think he has it.
Right through Bobby Shaw's hands, right into Josh Reed's. Drew Bledsoe looking like he delivered that ball a little high, getting the nice pocket, be able to step up. There's the pocket, and here's the throw. You see it go right through Bobby Shaw's hands. Nice little ricochet. Josh Reed, coach, and a new coaching staff comes in.
2nd and 16 at the 21. Bledsoe under pressure underneath. Bobby Shaw with the catch. Touchdown. Bobby Shaw on the crossing route. And the Bills take a 16-7 lead.
And Bobby Shaw, you see at the top, he's coming in just a little slant route. Nothing special, nothing fancy. How about that stiff arm right there? And the Giants tackling has been suspect a little bit in the secondary this year, and Johnny Harris just got the stiff arm of his life.
The Heisman. Extra point is up and good. Third touchdown of the season for Shaw. 4:07 to go, 17-7, Buffalo. 7 lead on a 22-yard touchdown reception.
When we talked to Drew.
Collins out of the shotgun. Gary Collins stepping up, and he is wrapped up at the 12. Schobel, and that's the third sack of the day for the Bills.
To step up into the pocket, he can get the ball into the end zone at this point.
All right, let's take a look at the halftime stats.
Well, I think the biggest thing that jumps out at me is the passing yards of the Buffalo Bills. The Giants have been able to move the ball. Of course, the one Giants top of his helmet dipped down, and that is what they call it, and I think that is the correct call. I'm going to correct myself.
Henry, beautiful piece of running, gets to midfield, picks up 12 yards.
You know, but back on stupid penalties, forcing the ball, defense not able to wrap up.
Here's Bledsoe stepping up underneath, Moulds with the catch and all kinds of running room, almost dropped it, and he gets down at the 28, a 21-yard return. Well, let's compare Jim Fox.
I think he knows that he will get a big job somewhere, and like we said at the top of the show, probably at twice the salary.
Bledsoe throws, Bobby Shaw curls, and Bobby Shaw gets to the 10. Stoutmeyer with the tackle, but it's a gain of 18 yards.
I mean, look at this secondary. Jim thought I saw him grit his teeth, and you'd see him in interviews, and he was frustrated. I think he's come to the realization that there's going to be a lot of job openings this year.
Here's Henry, cuts it back. Henry, touchdown, Buffalo. Nice block by Mark Campbell.
Can anybody on this defense tackle? I mean, I'm surprised at how sloppy the Giants are. Back to Jim Fossil. He's not out there making tackles or not making tackles. Look at the lane right here. And you talked about Mark Hamill. There's the block. There's the running lane. Travis Henry, the seal. You can't miss that tackle right there. You've seen the secondary from the Giants. Will Allen, you got to be able to tackle guys. We've seen it happen time and time again today.
Extra point is up and good. 5:30 to play in the third. Bills leading 24-7, and they're heading for the exits at Giant Stadium. Here's Collins, and he's sacked. Fifth sack of the day given up by the Giants. Schobel.
Wow, and Schobel's
with his second.
A big game. And pressure, just a four-man front, no blitz, nothing. And that's really a time where Kerry Collins got to have time to throw the ball. And you see Schobel just getting ready.
And he replaces Drew Bledsoe, who left after taking a sharp hit. And remember, day for Drew, he's faced a lot of pressure.
Well, he's taken some shots, definitely, but has had some opportunities to make some throws down the field as well. And he hangs in there as well as anybody. And clearly, a lot more pressure when the Giants have blitzed. And I mean, this is the shot, that one, and he took the one with Keith Hamilton right there, helmet to helmet, that put him out of the game. Clearly a tough day, but made some nice throws as well.
A 3,000-yard season. On first down. To the sideline. Incomplete. Amani Toomer, the intended receiver. Now you're brown-nosing there.
No, I'm not.
Third down and 12 at the 36. This one is caught by Carter. And Carter is dropped at the 49. Nice catch. Izell Reese.
They should be doing some serious damage against opposing defenses.
First down from midfield for the Giants. Collins underneath Toomer with the big grab at the 31. He caught that ball in traffic, covered up, and picks up 19. Winfield stops it.
Well, we
Dead last in the league. They need a yard.
Well, looks like they're throwing it with the empty backfield. That takes away half your element of surprise.
Collins. Incomplete. Great defensive play by Lawyer Malloy. And The Giants are 0 for 10.
I don't know about going spread on 4th down. Empty back.
Take a look at some of the statistics. Buffalo has rushed for 70 yards, passed for 252. Over 300 yards in total offense. And Henry turns it up, picks up the first down. Henry, and he's dragged down from behind at the 35. What a run. Ike Charlton tracks him down, but it's a gain of 32 yards.
Opportunity to stop Henry in the backfield. Look at the penetration. We've talked all day about missed tackles. There's 1, 2, 3, and Henry gets through, breaks through to the second level. But Mike Barrow had a chance to get him for a loss of yardage. There it is, and you see Henry giving him a little bit of an arm over. The other linebackers overrunning the play. Henry cutting back. Too many. Right here, Gus, isn't a punt. If you miss a 51-yard field goal, you're going to give the Giants some pretty good field position. It's already a 3-score game.
And Lindell gets it away. Comes up short on the 50-yard attempt. So the Giants will have solid field position. 7:30.
The defensive coordinator that came over there from.
Well, keep going as Collins scrambles out of the pocket and just throws it out of bounds.
And Dave McGinnis is there in Arizona, Gus, and that's
40-yard line. Here's Collins. And Collins is sacked at the 30. Schobel again, 3rd sack of the day.
all right.
Travis Henry has run the ball hard today, 97 yards rushing. Cuts it back. Henry still running, and he gets to the 42. An 8-yard pickup. Stoutmeyer with the tackle, but he goes over the 100-yard mark against New York.
Well, how many? You talked about his weightlifting, Gus. How about those strong legs? It's allowed him to run through a lot of arm tackles.
The knee, and that should do it. And here come the boos. The Giants now 1-5 at home this year. As Williams and Coach Vossel shake hands. Buffalo picks up their 5th win of the season. The Giants fall to 4-8. They've now lost 4 in a row. For Brent Jones, I'm Gus Johnson saying so long from Giants.